Welcome back to The Pulse. Now, if you're a fan of entertainment TV program, I'm sure you would have heard about the Big Brother house, where every activity of the housemates are live on TV and people can see from what and how they eat, dress, bath, eat, and even when they have sex, people can see live. Simply the good, bad, and the ugly, all beamed to the rest of the world. That's a similar system being employed by the police to now crack down on dangerous drivers in a fresh effort to keep our streets safe using technology. We have all the details from the Police Traffic Monitoring Center launched in Accra today. The police is relying on technology to deal with rising cases of accidents and its attendant deaths on our roads. But of course, we've been monitoring the results of accidents on our roads. Very worrying situation there. And if you monitored us, we've been talking and we've been heavy on this all week. My colleague Hannah Odame visited the Traffic Monitoring Center ahead of the launch. Here's what she found.
On a regular day, when we report for duty, after logging into the system, we straightforward start to look for the offenders. So we look for people who park on the verge of the road, people who drive recklessly, people who try to jump red light, people over speeding. We try to look out for all these people on a regular day.
And so, is it every day that you catch a road offender, or there are some days that go by?
Every day we are here 24/7, looking out for people who drive or offend on the road. So we look out for offenders.
Every day you catch road offenders.
Yeah, every day.
Days you don't get any road offenders.
Every day since we started, this place is road out. We've been getting offenders every day.
Every day.
Yes.
What are some of the road offenses that you get?
Now, people who park on unauthorized spaces, people who drive and pass through red light, people who park on the verge on the road, and so on. So we look out for all these people. Trucks that get spoiled and they park them on the road, or they leave them on the road. We call for the assistant to go for them to tow the vehicles from the road.
Yes. Wow. So you've been seeing live accidents?
Yes, we've been seeing live accidents.
It means you also have to go through some psychological counseling, because that's so hard for you to see.
Yes, these are some of the things. Well, we still are, it's part of our duty. That is why we are trained. So it's part of the duty. Policemen, when there's any accident, policemen have to go on the road to go and pick the dead bodies and those things. So we also do the same thing here. We see the accident day in, day out, and then we call on the assistant of the policeman out there to go and assist.
In this way, nobody can challenge you?
No. Usually we still can go in and pick the videos and play back for the offenders to see. So when they go to the station, there is an argument between them. We come for the video or download the video, play at the courtroom for all of them to see.
Well, that was my colleague Hannah Odame with excerpts of what to expect in our discussion shortly. But let's look at some figures, because this week we've been heavy on accidents because of what has been happening on our roads. Let's look at 2021 accident statistics from January to July 2021. And the number of cases reported, you have almost 10,000 cases there. Number of persons killed, and that's 1,706. Number of persons injured, almost 10,000 also. Now, number of vehicles involved from January to July 2021, you have a total number of vehicles, 16,226 vehicles. There's a breakdown of which of them is commercial, private, and motorcycle. And the private vehicles top the list. 6,829 vehicles that are private are involved in accidents from January to July 2021 alone. That's 7 months into the year. Now, for commercial drivers vehicles, you have the figure over there. I'll deal with this shortly, and then we can have a look at that figure. But if you total all of them, you have 24.43%. That's the increase between January and July. If you look at 2020 and 2021, if you're making a comparison, you look at the same period, January to July, you will see that there's an increase of 24.43%. And definitely that is why the police has put in place this to ensure we reduce the carnage on our roads, because this afternoon we'll be having a bigger conversation about this one. Director General in charge of the MTT, the DCOP Nyakwa Boaje, he wants motorists to be extra vigilant on our roads.
When you report for duty, after logging into the system, you straightforward start to look for the offenders. So we look for people who park on the verge of the road, people who drive recklessly, people who try to jump red light, people overspeeding. We try to look out for all these people on a regular day.
And so, is it every day that you catch a road offender, or there are some days that go by?
Every day we are here 24/7, looking out for people who drive or offend on the road. So we look out for offenders.
Is it every day you catch road offenders?
Yeah, every day.
Days you don't get any road offenders?
Every day. Since we started, this place is road out. We've been getting offenders every day.
Every day?
Yes.
What are some of the road offenses that you get?
Now, people who park on unauthorized spaces, people who drive and pass through red light, people who park on the verge on the road, and so on. So we look out for all these people. Trucks that get spoiled and they park them on the road, or they leave them on the road. We call for the assistant to go for them to tow the vehicles from the road. Yes.
Wow. So you've been seeing live accidents?
Yes, we've been seeing live accidents.
It means you also have to go through some psychological counseling, because that's so hard for you to see.
Yes, these are some of the things. Well, we still are, it's part of our duty. That is why we are trained. So it's part of the duty. Policemen, when there's any accident, policemen have to go on the road to go and pick the dead bodies and those things. So we also do the same thing here. We see the accident day in, day out, and then we call on the assistant of the policeman out there to go and assist.
In this way, nobody can challenge you?
No. Usually we still can go in and pick the videos and play back for the offenders to see. So when they go to the station, there is an argument between them. We come for the video or download the video, play at the courtroom for all of them to see.
Thankfully, Supervisor at the Center, Chief Inspector Joseph Zanu, is with us in the studio with some more discussions on this. And of course, good to see you, Chief Inspector.
Thank you very much.
I've been wondering, when I saw the whole thing on the, like, you're having the whole world, the whole of Ghana at one center, monitoring what is happening on our streets. And I asked myself, I mean, how different is this from, for instance, the previous ones that you've launched, Spot Fine and all of that? How does this center work?
To start with, this is the state-of-the-art center that we are basically using to look out for drivers who commit road traffic offenses. So that is the target group, those who go contrary to the road traffic regulations. Yeah.
Okay, so I want you to explain to me your operations, how you're going to be sitting at one place and monitoring different parts of the country and all the streets.
All right, so this is a center that has cameras that we refer to as intelligence video surveillance cameras. They are not the ordinary CCTV cameras that we know, because they have special security features, such as what we refer to as the automatic number plate recognition. We have the face recognition. What it means is that these cameras operate 24/7, during day and at night. It records. So even if it happens at the blind side of those monitoring at the center, we can still go back into the system to play back what happened when we were not monitoring. Now, the cameras have also been strategically installed or positioned across the country. That is at the various traffic intersections, some vital installations. Then we also have them at some of the highways, or on some of the highways that we use to monitor movement of vehicles.
Okay, so what's the motivation for this center? Because I know there are other things put in place to enforce the law. What's the motivation for this additional center?
Yeah, it serves as a backup to the field men It means that we are e-policing, so that even though we have policemen on the field, we can still use the camera to look out for offenders. Now, in the event that we don't have a police officer on the ground, it just means that the camera is doing the work. So it also means again that we are looking out for people via this intelligence video surveillance cameras installed.
Okay. And of course, do you have all our roads captured?
No, all the roads are not captured. But then, as I said earlier, we have strategically positioned them such that if we want to go into looking out for a particular road, we should be able to reach out to that location.
So for now, how many of the roads have you captured on your system?
I'll not be able to state it outright, but then we have over 3,000 cameras installed across the country.
So where can we locate this center?
The center is located at the National Police Headquarters Operations Center. Yes.
And so if I have a complaint, what do I do?
Well, a complaint such as what?
Like I see other people, I see people misbehaving on the road, or they've crossed red lights or something else. And if it's not captured on your machine, can I come to your center and come and lodge a complaint? Well,
all you need to do is to go to the nearest police station and lodge a complaint. The police station within which jurisdiction the offense is committed will not come to us with a request that offense AB has been committed at so-so location. Then we are able to retrieve or download a feed of what happened.
Okay.
That you are.
Let's look at the sanction regime. How does it, the center operate? For instance, your car, the center has captured, or your cameras has captured a car crossing red light. How does it work?
All right. So we have officers that are specially trained to look out for these offenders. With the help of the cameras, we are able to take a shot. I said it earlier that these are special cameras that have security features.
Okay.
So we are first of all able to take a shot of the offender. Then we take a short video. In doing this, we are looking out for the registration number of the vehicle. We are looking out for the make, and then we are looking out for the color. Once we are able to do all these things, we are in contact with DVLA. What we do is we forward the information that we have gotten to DVLA for further particulars. For instance, the chassis number of the vehicle. We are also looking for the owner's address and the contact number to the owner of the car.
Okay.
So you would be invited for prosecution. Now, I said it earlier that it will be recorded either by snapshot or video, so that in case the offender argues with the police, we tender this evidence in court for prosecution.
Let's look at the end objective of this center.
When you say end objective,
what do you intend to achieve? Do you have a target?
Well, we just want to prevent or stop this misbehavior on our roads. We want to stop people from parking at unauthorized places. We want to stop people from driving on the shoulders of the road, people who ignore road markings, which poses danger to other road users. Of course, you might be doing the right thing, but once he goes contrary or violates the traffic rule, it might go a long way to affect you. As you can see, this is just Pinterest under bridge. People are moving in their right of way, but then you realize that others have decided to use the other way around. What happens if he crashes into your car? So at the end of the day, we are all trying to look out for people who commit offense. We want to stop accidents on our roads. We want to let the public know that we are watching them. They are being looked out for.
Okay. That's a very interesting scenario you have there, but you didn't tell me about the sanction. I mean, once you're captured by this special camera, what are you to face? What are the sanctions?
Well, you will be taken to court. You will either be fined or the judge decides what to do to you.
Is this in any way increasing the punishment regime? I mean, from aside the one we already know?
No, it's the same thing.
Okay.
If you drive across red traffic light and you are supposed to pay a penalty of AB, of course, the same thing will be meted out to you when you are caught by these cameras.
All right, so this is a center that would also be monitoring and see how it helps us reduce the carnages on our roads. Chief Inspector Zanu, I'm grateful for your time this afternoon, but also we'll be working with you and look out for you because we've always been working with the police, you know that. All right, so wish you well in your efforts.